you're possessed, and in order to get rid of this possession, there has to be a sacrifice.
Right.
Or you have to connect to the dead and blow the candle out while you're possessed.
Right.
Which they alluded to, but it didn't work.
Yeah, there's always like a time in a movie like this where, you know, if it's an object, you know, it's always a story to where, you know, you have to burn it or you have to break it. You have to do something to break the curse, so to speak, right?
Yeah.
And there was really nothing. It was like, I don't know.
Maybe that was the thing to the movie, is that you don't, like, they didn't know, so you don't know.
I guess. I mean,
A24 likes to be kind of artsy fartsy, which this movie isn't as bad as Hereditary. Sorry, anybody listening out there, not a fan.
Yeah. Well, one of the critics, or not one, but many, said this is the scariest film since Hereditary. And I was like, really? Because Hereditary wasn't scary at all. It was just fucking horrendous.
Yeah.
So, you know.
We're Hereditary haters. Sorry.
I mean, Hereditary, honestly, if it wasn't for that one scene, and everybody knows what I'm talking about who's seen the film, if it wasn't for that one scene, would this movie even be talked about at all? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But, getting back to Talk to Me, it's, I don't know. I'm gonna give it my rating, and it'll pretty much tell you how I feel about this. Instead of rambling on and trying to find words to say, I'm just going to go ahead and give you my rating. And it will tell you everything you need to know about how I feel about this movie that I can't fucking put into words. I'm giving this movie 2 stars. It's okay. Take it or leave it.
Yeah, I'm at it too also.
I mean, look, we're not shitting on it. And it might be one of those films where we have to go back and watch it again to fully understand it or whatever. But right now, it's kind of, like I said, it's a take it or leave it movie. You got nothing better to do during the week. You're off the next day at work, or, you know, you just on a date night or whatever the fuck. Yeah, go see it. It's okay, you know. 2 stars is okay on our book. But it's really one of those things where it's like, if you didn't see it, don't worry about it, because we're not going to probably mention it again. It's not going to be on the top 10 worst, and it's not going to be on the top 10 best.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those movies where, hey, you remember we went and saw that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's forgettable.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a lot of hype behind this movie, that they were saying that this is the scariest movie of the year, which Thunder talked about a little bit. This is like best movie since Hereditary. This is the best horror movie of 2023. This is the most scariest movie I've ever seen.
This isn't even the best A24 film.
It's really not.
So, I mean, honestly, you know, they ain't made many fucking, you know, X or Pearl movies. So
I just feel like it's a bunch of A24 nut huggers that are like trying to overhype this film. And I think that's the problem, is that like there was so much hype to this movie, and then I'm watching it and it's just kind of like it's mid. I mean, it's mid. Like, I appreciate the different story that they tried to give us with the possession and everything, like making it a game, and all this other stuff. I appreciate that. I do, but it was on its way to be something like really good, but they didn't tie up the loose ends. And then it kind of feels like everything was rushed at the end of the movie. Like, okay, here's an ending.
Right.
And when you go like at kind of some of it's a little bit slow, and then it's, it picks up and picks up, slow, and picks up, and then boom, it's like there's the end. Everything all at once. And I'm like, what the fuck? Wait a minute. Hold on. I've got questions. No answers.
Yeah, this reminded me of like a early to mid 2000s type of movie that, got snuck in between like Final Destination and Saw, and then it was just there and nobody really cared to see it, and then when they did see it, they're like, I'm not,
Yeah.
I mean, it's very reminiscent of like, I don't know. The movie that keeps rolling through my mind is that movie called Stay Alive.
Oh yeah.
And it's just a bunch of fucking like teenagers getting together, and it's just
shit goes wrong.
Yeah, it's just not. I don't. Like I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't really connect with any of the characters.
Not really.
I mean, I didn't feel for any of the characters. I didn't give a fuck about their backstories. I didn't care about anything that was going on. I didn't hate the experience of watching the movie. I knew probably halfway through the movie what I was going to give it.
Yeah. My thing is, I kind of predicted like this movie as it went along. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. As I'm watching it, I kind of felt like I knew what the next scene was going to be. Yeah. And then it happened.
My final thoughts is they didn't do enough in this film. They didn't do enough in this film to make it memorable or to grab it or to grab you, so to speak. Now, somebody else might like it and be like, I really like that movie. And, they don't think of like the details that we go into. And sometimes we can't even explain why a movie just doesn't quite do it. But, but it didn't go too far. It didn't go far enough. I mean, there was, the only death scenes in the movie was the beginning of it.
No. Oh, yeah, because you saw the dad walking away, ignoring the girl, which means he survived.
I guess you can count the main girl, because she is now a spirit, but the only, the most badass scene in the movie was in the first 2 minutes of the movie, when the guy stabbed his brother and then stabbed himself in the head. That was it kind of tricks you, and you're like, oh, well, we're on a ride.
Yes, but I don't know what it was about that scene, but it told me how the movie was going to end.
Well,
I don't know. As soon as I saw that, I was like I knew that the main character had to die.
Yeah, which is crazy because it still doesn't make sense.
I know.
Because the guy, they talked to his brother a little bit, and which was a fucking waste of a scene because he said everything and nothing.
Yeah, I know.
But it apparently, like we said before, you keep opening the door until to the part where you don't have to go into their world anymore. They're in your world now. Right?
Yeah, but it's like the more I think about this movie, the more it doesn't make sense.
Well, the thing about it is that the girl wasn't even the one possessed. It was the little brother.
Yeah, I know.
So why the fuck was she? Because she obviously wasn't. She was seeing the spirits without having to hold the hand,
mm-hmm.
just like the guy in the beginning of the film.
Yeah.
So, but she wasn't possessed. It was the boy. It was a kid.
But my question is, why did the brother kill himself? Because he couldn't take, like, seeing spirits? Because...
What brother?
At the beginning of the movie, that stabbed his brother and then killed himself. Why did he kill himself?
I don't know. Maybe the same reason why she is now a spirit. Maybe he didn't really do it. Maybe he saw something. I don't know.
But, you know, she realized at the end of the movie, I'm guessing that that they were lying to her about the boy, and she killed herself to save the boy. I don't know.
I don't think so. I think
No?
that she I think that she was going to absolutely kill that boy, and I think it was the spirits that tricked her. Instead of that boy dying, they wanted her, and they got her.
That's a good concept. I didn't think about that.
It probably is not right because it's too smart.
Or maybe, like, she couldn't kill the kid, so she killed herself because she didn't want to kill the kid.
Well, I mean, that would be cool if she wasn't so goddamn surprised at the end. That's what throws me off, because she is literally surprised. She doesn't... If she really didn't want to kill the kid and she sacrificed herself, she wouldn't be surprised at where she's at and what she's doing.
Yeah.
But she was generally, like, surprised. She's like, Dad, what the hell's going on? And then, you know, when the Russian dude or whatever the fuck they were, you know, played that game, and then she appeared, she was like, what the hell?
Australian?
No, they were speaking a different language.
They were Indian.
Okay. Whatever.
Russian. Yeah, and then I guess she possessed him.
This is a fucked up movie. Not in a good way. It's confusing. I mean, like I said, it's not a bad watch. It's just, you know,
I got more questions than answers.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, you know, it's when you first see the film and it's over, you don't think that you'll have this many questions, but the more you think about it, the more you things don't kind of make sense, and you'll, like, come up with these questions. That, at least that's what it's like for me. So
yeah,
it's 2. It's okay. Whatever.
I want to talk about one scene real quick that just bothered me. Do you know what scene bothered me? The toe sucking.
Yeah,
that was so fucking unnecessary.
Is it just me, or well, there wasn't many scenes where she was freaking out because she was seeing them or having nightmares or whatever. It wasn't too many scenes like, I don't know. Like, it was no reason for any of it. It was no reason for the delusions outside of the game. They weren't profound enough to, it was like, just insert it. We need a jump scare here. Let's do this, without really explaining.
Yeah, like, because in that scene, that means that she was possessed.
Right. And you know what I'm saying? Like, if that was the case, if she's seeing these